EverQuest Next Landmark is a new MMO being developed alongside EverQuest Next. So why is SOE developing two MMOs? Unlike EverQuest Next Landmark is a sandbox MMO. Thousands of players will inhabit a world with procedurally generated continents, building, destroying, and collecting to their heart's desires. EverQuest Next Landmark will actually help build the world in EverQuest Next. Players will enter building contests in EverQuest Next Landmark to create something specific that the developers are looking for. If it's good enough, and upvoted by other players, the developers will use that in EverQuest Next and make sure there's a plaque with your name on that building or object, so everyone will know that you created it. So let's look at some key aspects of EverQuest Next Landmark and why we think it's going to be something special. The world in EverQuest Next Landmark will be made up of procedurally generated continents, similar to games like Minecraft and Cube World, and will be composed of biomes. Biome types will include climates such as rocky deserts, dense humid jungles, and snowy forests. Exploring will be a very important aspect to EverQuest Next Landmark for a few reasons. First, it's all about personal taste. It's all about finding that perfect spot for you to claim your land and build on. Whether you want a nice house on the beach or a castle up on a mountain, it's all up to your imagination. The second reason why exploring will be awesome is being able to see the creativity of other players and the way players on that particular server have actually changed that world. Players will be able to craft or buy tokens that allow them to access a ley line network, which grants fast traveling, not just around their own server, but also to other servers where the world will look completely different, thanks to the world being procedurally generated and how the players over time have shaped that specific world. Finally, exploring will be an important part of EverQuest Next Landmark because each biome will consist of different types of materials and resources. So players will have to go to different areas searching for the materials that they require or simply want so they can express themselves in a creative way. This makes for a good segue into our next topic. The voxel system in EverQuest Next Landmark brings such an interesting and immersive feeling to gathering. Gathering materials in EverQuest Next Landmark is not as simple as hitting an iron node on the surface of the world. Resources are located where you would expect them to be. Mithril might be found deep within a mountain, or obsidian might be located inside of a volcano. So, rather than players wandering the surface looking for mineral nodes, players will be required to dig deep into the earth for many resources. To solve the problem of the world becoming similar to Swiss cheese from all the players' destruction, the world will begin to heal itself over time, and the heal timer is currently set to 5 minutes. The way the gathering tools in EverQuest Next Landmark work shares many similarities to Minecraft. There is a progression system within the tools. A basic pickaxe may be able to harvest common metals, then using those metals a player can craft a better pickaxe to harvest even rarer metals. The same system applies to many gathering tools in EverQuest Next Landmark.
The ability to build, create, shape and destroy the terrain around you is the main pillar of what Landmark is about. With the ability to alter the world around you, players will be able to create their own worlds to their own fancy and be able to work together to create and destroy wonderful pieces of imagination. In Landmark, you'll be able to claim a section of the world as your own plot of land. Your plot is protected from outside interference by customizable permission settings, which you can adjust to allow other users to join in and build cooperatively. In your plot of land, you'll be able to construct anything you can think of utilizing world-shaping tools and the resources you gather throughout the world. Essentially, you will have the same tools that developers have in creating the environment. Your plot will also act as a home for you to store your goods and will be expandable through purchasing of more land. Outside of your plot, constructing will be mainly limited to navigating the landscape, such as building a bridge or nerd poling out of a hole that you've got yourself stuck into. As such, you will not have access to more powerful tools such as the smoothing tool. Currently, there are 8 tools available to use on your plot. These can be combined together to create some amazing structures and objects. The first tool is the voxel brush. This is your basic brush which allows you to place down spheres and blocks based on whatever materials you have at hand. The size of the brush can be modified using the scroll wheel, but only to a certain extent, as there is a minimum size to the tool. The second tool is the delete tool, which is basically just the reverse of the voxel brush. It takes away the materials from the brush instead of placing them down. The materials that you use the delete tool on won't be deleted, they will just go back into your inventory. The heal tool is the third tool in the set, and it works just like the delete tool, but instead of deleting what's in the area and putting it in your inventory, it just reverts it to what it looks like when the server first generated the area. It's great for getting the terrain looking natural again, as it can be hard to recreate the natural effects of the generated terrain. The fourth tool is the smoothing tool. The smoothing tool allows players to create round edges and make objects look more like they've been eroded or more spherical, which is great for giving objects that more softer natural look. The fifth tool is the painting tool. This tool allows you to swap out one material for another on pre-existing terrain. This allows you to create a blueprint of your building out of something as common as dirt, which you can then later on replace with another material such as iron, stone, diamond, whatever you can find out in the world. Tool number 6 is the line tool. The line tool provides the option for players to create angles that would have been more difficult to create with just basic block placing methods. You can also use it to create tapered surfaces by changing the size. The seventh tool is the select tool. The select tool allows you to select an area of the world with a selection box. You can combine this with other tools in order to alter larger areas in a smaller amount of time. The last tool we have is the copy and paste tool. This allows you to select an area of the world and copy and paste as you would say from a text document. This can also be used to create templates, and you'll be able to, when you're pasting, swap them around to different axes as well. With the templates created from the copy and paste tool, you can sell them to other players, and you can also use them yourself as well. What they do is allow you to create pre-existing structures, which just have to be filled with the materials instead of having to design everything yourself. And the final things I wanted to add in is about props. Because there's a minimum size on the voxel brush, it means that when you want to get in and do the nitty-gritty details, it's really hard to, because it's just the minimum size is just too big. So what they've done is they've created a whole bunch of props, just like a huge amount of them that you can use to make things such as like chairs and tables and mugs and things, and you can just place those throughout your creations. And I think you craft them using the resources you find out in the world, which is pretty cool as well.
EverQuest Next Landmark will be a free-to-play game when it is released. If you want early access, at the same time supporting the development of EverQuest Next Landmark and EverQuest Next, buy a Founders Pack at everquestnext.com.
There are 3 Founders Packs available. The first and cheapest is the Settlers Pack for $19.99. With Settlers Pack, you will receive access to closed beta, which will be starting on or before the 31st of March in 2014. You also get a Settlers flag to use in Landmark, and you'll also get a Founders Pickaxe, which is the highest tier 1 pickaxe, I believe, and it also, being a pickaxe, they actually made it so it is actually an axe as well, apparently, so you can cut down trees. And you get an in-game title, Founder. The second pack is the Explorers Pack, which costs $59.99, and it includes everything from the Settlers Pack, including Alpha Access, which will start on or before the 28th of February 2014, an updated flag to represent that you bought an Explorers Pack, and a couple of in-game items to help gathering, as well as some awesome looking armor sets to show off in-game. The third pack is the Trailblazer Pack, which costs $19.99 and of course includes everything from the Settlers and Explorers Pack, plus a Void Vault, which is it allows you access to your Void Vault network across the whole world, which means that you'll be able to store and retrieve your resources. You get a Mastercraft Bracer, a new flag to represent that you bought the Trailblazer Pack, and even better looking armor to show off. I believe there's 2 different sets of armor from both the Explorers and the Trailblazer Pack. One being just a higher tier of the other one. There's a sci-fi and a nobleman's type outfit for both. What else do we have? Let's see, you get 4 shareable closed beta keys, and you also get your name in the EverQuest Next Landmark credits as well.
Thank you guys for watching this video about EverQuest Next Landmark. I really hope you guys visit their site at everquestnext.com and really think about supporting this EverQuest Next Landmark project, which will also be supporting EverQuest Next. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys subscribe to our channel if you are looking for more EverQuest Next and EverQuest Next Landmark coverage. Thanks, guys.